I'm Dr Vanita Rattan, a medically qualified doctor and a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. I have waited 18 months to make this video for you, and I am beyond excited. This video are for all those people who have fine lines under the eyes, who hate them, and who try to then apply concealer, but actually concealer just makes the whole situation worse, and it settles into the fine lines, and realize actually these concealers were made for 20-year-olds and not for 40-year-olds. And so I decided that I was going to change the situation for me and my global skin of color family who love to wear makeup, who love to wear concealers, but actually the formulators who are making the concealers made them for when our skin was younger and plumper and juicier and just easier to apply makeup to. So let's dive right in. Most concealers actually make fine lines look worse. So 99% of concealers on the market were not made for mature skin, especially not skin of color. Here's what the beauty industry doesn't want you to know. If you have denatured alcohol, fragrance, or some specific pigments in your concealer, it can generate free radicals, which damages the collagen and leads to premature aging of the skin. These ingredients also irritate sensitive skin and dries the skin out. So you're probably asking, how is this possible? It's because the color cosmetic formulator's job isn't to take care of your skin. It's to make sure the makeup looks good, i.e. maximum coverage. So to get a quick dry feeling, for example, which ingredient do you use? Is denatured alcohol. So I'm 41 years old and I was tired of concealers that settled into my fine lines, they exaggerated wrinkles, or just made my dark circles look worse. So I started an investigation that ended with me making the world's first concealers that are actually skincare. They reverse the biological age of your skin. So what happens to the under eyes through the decades? The under eye area is particularly delicate and prone to changes with age due to the thinness of the skin, reduced subcutaneous fat, and the dynamic role of facial expressions. In your 20s, skin is typically at its peak, but early signs of aging may appear due to genetics, lifestyle, or environmental factors like sun exposure. Puffiness or dark circles may emerge from poor sleep, dehydration, or stress, and then collagen and elastin production begin to slow, but minimally. So why does it happen? Loss of hydration and external aggressors such as UV exposure and pollution are not good for you. On top of not washing heavy makeup off before bed regularly. This is a mistake a lot of us made in our 20s. And then the third one is genetics plays a visible role for dark circles or hollows around the orbit. In your 30s, what happens is fine lines and crow's feet appear due to repeated smiling and repeated facial movements. Collagen production continues to reduce, leading to thinner skin and more visible blood vessels. You might have noticed this. Then dark circles may deepen and puffiness becomes more prominent. And why does that happen? Again, we've got reduced skin elasticity and cumulative sun damage. So not only do you have the damage that happened in your teens, you now have it from your 20s and it's starting in your 30s too. It all adds up together. You also get decreased lymphatic drainage, which may cause fluid retention under the eyes. The other big problem that most of us are guilty of is aggressive makeup removal with wipes and physical exfoliation. Again, this tends to happen in our 20s, but the more you stretch your skin, you tend to see the repercussions of it in your 30s and then your 40s. So treatments you should have really in your routine at this point are retinol, retinaldehyde, tetrahexaldecaloscorbate to help to promote collagen production. You might also want to consider a caffeine-based product to reduce puffiness, and also continue with your antioxidants to help to combat that oxidative stress, which is what's damaging the collagen in the first place. If you're getting dark circles, then use tyrosinase inhibitors like tranexamic acid and alpha-arbutin. They're the two most effective, most amount of clinical data behind, the two that I would tell you to start with. These ingredients combined didn't exist, which is why I made the triple action eye cream for you. This is what it looks like. It's an airless pump, so you can see the little hole at the bottom, which tells you it's airless. And it comes out like this. Put it on here. I'll show you what it looks like when you rub it in. So you don't have to tug or anything. It absorbs really easily into the skin because you don't want to be tugging the under eye area for that reason. Zero irritation as well, which is really important as we age. Then in your 40s, what happens? Fine lines deepen into wrinkles. You can even get static wrinkles at this point. So you're not even moving. So the dynamic wrinkles are when you're smiling, you see wrinkles. Static wrinkles is when you don't have any movement of the face and the wrinkles just stay there. And again, this is due to loss of collagen and elastin. You You might also start to notice tear trough hollows become more noticeable as fat pads shrink and sag. And this is often when people start to use fillers. Then you also have thinning of skin, which makes dark circles and veins more visible. So why does that happen? It's a natural aging process, and we have slower cell turnover. So hormonal changes also exacerbate dryness and sagging. And the big myth is believing that wrinkles can be fully erased by topical products alone. It really can't. At this point, we really internally should be taking care of ourselves. We want to be taking our marine collagen. I always recommend 8 grams of marine collagen. Ideally with vitamin C is really important to make sure you get maximum absorption. And if you have skin of color, make sure you have vitamin D as well, especially in the winters. So I added this all in our collagen boost. Then the 50s happen and you start to get pronounced sagging and drooping due to fat redistribution and muscle weakening. So where the fat was, it tends to fall because everything is starting to become a bit more lax with age. The skin can become drier, contributing to more of a crepey texture because our hormones are changing, estrogen is reducing. Then also the under eye hollows deepen, making shadows appear darker. So even if you don't have dark circles, just having the hollow can make dark circles look worse. We all know the big menopause. We have a huge reduction in collagen at this time, and there's an acceleration of collagen loss. And so that's why suddenly people notice their skin completely change during this period. This is why I'm creating a serum at the moment, which is we're currently going through clinical trials on, and that is specifically for this period of your life, because actually the actives that you need at this point need to be even more anti-inflammatory, but actually more potent. So it's a very difficult product to make. In fact, we've already sent one off for tests and it was unstable because the actives were separating, and we had to go back in and do stability again. It's that difficult to make. So at this point, you want to be using a thicker moisturizer around the eye area because we need more hydration, we need more occlusion. You might decide that you want to be wearing also Vaseline around the eye for slugging, especially at nighttime. That's what's going to basically create like a second layer of skin, hold water in the top layer of skin, so your eyes look younger and juicier the following day. The other ingredient you should be using at this point are your stem cell extracts. This is the reason I put it into our Cera-Pep Brightening Moisturizer. If you're not using it already and you have to pick one product from my whole line, it's going to be the Cera-Pep, because not only does it contain your ceramides, peptides, licorice root extract for brightening, also contains your stem cells. There aren't any moisturizers right now formulated for skin of color with stem cells, especially when you get into your 50s. It's not something you want to skimp on. And then the 60s hit and the skin becomes very thin, very fragile, increased crepiness and increased sagging. So what's the problem with most concealers? Most concealers are water-based, which doesn't suit mature skin because they lack fats. This is essential for keeping the skin hydrated and smooth. We lose fats with age, and skin of color already have less ceramides in our skin than Caucasians. We also have less antioxidants in the skin to combat environmental aggressors like UV damage, pollution, and smoke. And this all accelerates aging. Plus, there's nothing in any concealers to actually repair the skin. Even the so-called hybrid concealers contain perhaps just hyaluronic acid or niacinamide. Like for example, the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Dark Spot Concealer and Serum, Say Slip Radiant All Over Concealer, or the L'Oreal Paris True Matte Eye Cream in a Concealer are all hybrids, but literally only contain hyaluronic acid plus niacinamide, which really should be in your moisturizer anyway. My dream 18 months ago when I started this journey wasn't just to make a traditional concealer. I wanted to make skincare disguised as makeup. I want to tackle wrinkles and fine lines in the immediate and the long term. So I paired DNA repairing plant cell complex to reverse the biological age with optical blurring agents to reduce their appearance immediately. I want to brighten the skin and stimulate collagen. So I used ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate, a powerful vitamin C derivative that targets hyperpigmentation while stimulating collagen. I want to firm and lift the skin. So I enriched the formula with ceramides, i.e. omega-3, 6, and 9 to nourish, moisturize, and firm thinning skin under the eyes. I want to protect the skin from damaging blue light from devices and UV radiation, so I added blueberry nectar and Celigent. This is our trademarked complex, perfect for the modern lifestyle. Of course, there's no denatured alcohol, no fragrance, no essential oils, and no irritating pigments that can prematurely age the skin. It's designed to soothe sensitive, irritated skin while locking in moisture, making it ideal for mature, dry, or inflamed skin of color. So how do you use it? Start with clean, moisturized skin. For best results, use a Dr. V Micellar Gel Wash, Cera-Pep Brightening Moisturiser, and Inzincable SPF 50. Apply a small amount of your concealer under your eyes using your ring finger. The warmth helps your product melt into your skin effortlessly. At night, switch the Triple Action Eye Cream to amplify results for dark circles, puffiness, and fine lines. So how do you pick your color? It's so easy. You go online, have a look at our website, and 70 of our followers came down to help create our lookbook. We don't have any models, no one's been paid. They literally came out the goodness of their hearts to make sure that we had covered the full range of colors that we needed. So what I recommend you do is take a selfie of your face in natural light, then compare it to the faces on our website. Get your closest samples. You might find you could get away with 2 different colors. So for example, I could get away with medium yellow or medium pink. If I have more dark circles, for example, I tend to wear medium pink in order to counter the dark circles and brighten my under eyes. So it depends on what mood you're in, but often you're going to find that 2 colors may well suit you. I'm also going to color match them to NARS and MAC concealers so you can see which the best one is for you. So if you're ready to switch from your concealers that only cover to concealers that are actually skincare, go and get your Dr. V concealer samples today.